Hello, everyone. It is another edition of Travel the World as a Speaker. I hope you are doing well. And today we're going to do a tech for speakers. Now, we're not going to do like a behind the scenes, but we're definitely going to do a tech for speakers so that you can see a couple of things that you can update and change and improve when it comes to being a virtual speaker or taking your speaking career on the road. Now, I'm seeing that I'm having a little bit of stuttering issues with my live stream here on YouTube. Hopefully it fixes itself. If not, we will, we have some ways on fixing this issue here. So hopefully it is going well. I'm gonna go check. So for my people here on Instagram, yeah, this is when you're deciding to do things live, things can get interesting. Things always get interesting when we're doing things here live, but I'm still excited to be here. So for those of you who don't know, I am Phylecia Jones, and this is Travel the World as a Speaker. I am the host, and I am representing iFind You Close, where we actually go out and research speaking opportunities for people that are ready to get on stage to market their business. Let's see, we got to fix this over here. So you can go check us out at ifindyouclose.com if you are interested in getting your message, and getting your business out in front of the audiences that can actually help you. So it does seem like we're having a little bit of tech issues over here on the YouTube. So let's see if we can fix that really quick. So for my Instagram folks, you get to see technology live. Yeah, so I'm stuttering and I'm stalling because I'm trying to see if everything's gonna magically fix itself. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. If not, nope, we are still not getting enough information to do a smooth stream. All right, so this actually goes into what we're going to talk about today, and that is Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Now, I'm not going to give you a travel story today, but what I do want to talk about is, when we're doing these things on the road, when we're a virtual speaker, I do want to talk about the difference between Wi-Fi and Ethernet. Now, here's the thing. Technology is always going to do what technology does. It's not always going to be sexy. It's not always going to be pretty. It will do what it does. And sometimes you will find that you are a slave to technology when you are trying to do things on the road. Now, I highly recommend for all of you speakers out there, especially if you're doing virtual presentations at home, to use Ethernet, old school. Plug that bad boy into the computer. And if you don't have a computer where you can actually plug into, I want you to actually what we're going to do here. Are we okay here on the live stream? Okay. Oh yeah. We're going to keep this really short because I think things are kind of going a little nuts now. Like I said, there's Ethernet and then there's Wi-Fi. So what I want you to do when you're trying to maintain a good stream is to go Ethernet. Go Ethernet. That means taking that cable from the modem and putting it into your computer. Now, of course, we have a lot of laptops these days. My laptop doesn't have the cable that you can plug in. Some of the more powerful laptops for my gamers, things like that, they can actually plug in. For people like me, I actually have to use a hub. You can actually go watch one of my previous videos, and I showed you my little hub that I'm using, and it's called CalDigit. So CalDigit is a hub that you plug into one of your USB ports, and then you can feed your modem into that, and that is how you can bring power, a more stable internet connection to your laptop, okay? Now, if you are using Wi-Fi, now the problem is with Wi-Fi, if you are like me and you get further and further away from the little antenna, the Wi-Fi antennas, things can get a little wonky. Your connections get bad. You start getting pixelated. So we have to be very, very aware of that. And I know a lot of us, sometimes we get so far into what we're doing, we forget that these little bitty technology bandwidth hacks actually do work. So I highly recommend you do Ethernet. Now, when you are on the road, now this is something that when we are on the road traveling for speaking and things like that, we have to be aware of. Most hotels now only do Wi-Fi. Some of the older ones still have it where you can plug directly into your laptop. But like we know, I mean, I'm looking at my laptop now. A lot of newer laptops, thinner ones that are trying to save space, they don't have that. But when you're in a hotel, to be honest, that's probably one of your best ways to connect and have the most stable presentation, because if you're going to try to deliver virtual talks, virtual keynotes, virtual presentations of any type, that bandwidth is going to be the thing that always gets you. Always, it will always get you. So we got to be very aware of that. And plus, and especially with Wi-Fi, one of the issues I've always had when I was doing Wi-Fi, trying to do live streams or trying to do presentations in a hotel room, oh my gosh, I couldn't maintain a connection. Now, the other thing you can do is you can hotspot from your cell phone. Sometimes your cell phone is probably one of your best, one of the best devices you have to have a stable connection. And that's what we're really trying to go for when we're delivering virtual presentations, a stable connection. We're trying to make sure we're not dropping off, that we can log in, that we can, do all the things that we need to do. And you have to remember, when you are doing all of this stuff, especially on Wi-Fi, you got to make sure your computer can handle it, is being able to handle the data that's coming in and that's going out, that's uploading, that's downloading. You got to pay attention to all of that. And that's why you always got to plug your laptop in, because at some point, if you're not plugging in and you're trying to power it through, it's going to be like, oh gosh, no. And we've all been there. We've all been there where our laptop is like, nope, boom, we're about to shut down. So just wanted to bring in a really quick one and talk to you about this Wi-Fi versus Ethernet. You may already know this, but sometimes it helps to have a little reminder, especially when we're trying to do our presentations on the road. We're trying to do our presentations here. You know what? The best connection that you can have is to plug directly in with that Ethernet cable. If you don't have that option in your home and the Ethernet cable, you can go on Amazon and buy a big 100-foot roll of those things, and just plug it directly in. You will have probably one of the best connections that you ever can. If you have one of those houses where, you gotta, things are flying around. And your Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi, hub is in one place and you're like me in the basement, that's where you're going to start getting some issues with the Wi-Fi. So be as close to that as you possibly can. Also, if you're in a household with people, tell them to get off of the internet. You can't do this in a hotel. I wish we could. You could just call down, like, can you tell everybody to get off? No. But you also got to remember, sometimes in hotels, the timing your presentation is going to be very key. When you're coming back in at 7, 8 o'clock and you're trying to do things and everybody's on the Wi-Fi, that can be problematic. And I know you can pay to upgrade. Sometimes I don't think the connections, I think they're just taking your money when we pay to upgrade inside of a hotel. But you're going to have to just time your presentations if you're on the road, so that maybe they're in the daytime when there's less people trying to hogging the Wi-Fi connection inside of a hotel room. And of course, you can always hotspot from your phone. Just make sure you have a good connection. And unfortunately, this is going to be one of the things that we all have to deal with when it comes to virtual speaking, or speaking while we're on the road virtually. You're always going to be looking for bandwidth. And trust me, I have walked around with the laptop trying to get the better connection. So if you have any questions about that, put them in the comment box. I'll be sure to answer you. For my folks here on YouTube, I know the connection was a little off. Hopefully we fixed that. I'm actually plugged in, but sometimes I have my hub and I have quite a few different things going on. So we never know what is happening. So of course you can go check us out at iFind You Close. If you are looking help for finding more speaking opportunities, go check us out. iFind You Close, CLOSE.com. Okay. And while you're there, why don't you go ahead and get a free assessment, just to see if you can attract some high paid speaking gigs. So I would love to do that for you. So that's going to wrap us up for today, because all of my things are yelling at me. So we're going to go fix whatever needs to be fixed, and I'll be back tomorrow. So take care of yourself. All right. And for my folks here on YouTube, I appreciate you. Go ahead and like this video. Have any questions? It's probably going to be a hot mess video anyway, but, plug into your laptop, plug directly in when it comes to Ethernet. So take care of yourself. See you tomorrow.